change is going to be anyway. Now, along with that, you've got to have a horse really, really soft in his face. In other words, the dressage horses, the English horses, you know, they kind of use the bigger bits, and they let them kind of take a hold of the bit. That's okay, as long as they're not pushing through their bit. But you've got to keep them soft in the face, because when you take that hip, you actually, if you've got that horse broken in the hip properly, as you take their hip, you'll feel them soften in their face. If you take their hip and you feel your hands, you're not going to have a flying lead change. I don't care how good. But if you're walking that horse and you can just feel, they might use their bridle, but they're not pushing on your hands, and they can take that hip in, you are ready to start the process. Now, when I start the process, I will like lope a horse, let's say on the left lead. I'll break to a trot. I'll take the horse's hips to the right then, you understand what I mean? At a trot, then break back into my lope. Then I'll lope around, or canter, around to the right. Then I'll break gait, trot straight a little bit, take the horse's hip to the trot, to the left, pick up my, and I'll do that for a long, long, long time, until that horse is just break gait, move its hip, pick up a lope, and that's just about your lead change. And I will go through that whole thing. This horse here is not good leaded. He took a long time, but he's pushy. He's got a little bit of a motor, and he's a little bit pushy. I have to do a lot of it all the time. Yes. I'm sorry to say that, but yes. Yeah. I'll tell you what you can do that sometimes, her question was, do you ever have a horse that just doesn't learn it? They can all learn it, but will it be there when you need it? Not always, no. If everything's right, the stars are in the right direction, the moon's at the right place, the sun's, and it's not raining out, you're going to get it. Okay, but you can't, some just don't. A good thing to do, though, that I find is I'll like lope my horse on one lead, and then I'll change my lead or ask for my simple change, whatever it is, and I'll stop and I'll back them up. And then I'll move their haunches around their forehand and just keep that back end loose, but I'll stop and back, because a lot of times the reason that that's happening is it might be a little weak in his back or weak in his hocks and not collected all the time. So the more you reinforce that half hole and back up and then move that hip, that's just going to get softer and softer, and that's going to give you a better chance. I mean, some horses just are really, really tough about it. And that's the other thing, a lot of them that are lazy, because keeping them rounded and forward is an art in itself. But yeah. Any other questions? Okay, well, thank you all for coming. I hope I haven't bored you, and I hope you learned a little bit. Take care.
Thank you, Josie and Karen and Ellen. We appreciate the demo. And this concludes clinics, and thanks for coming, and hope you had a good time.